Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. My goodness, guys, I was awake at 7:30 this morning for no reason, which was actually like a good thing. It wasn't like I just woke up and, you know, like I guess what I mean is that I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have anything I had to do. And the thing is that on Friday, because my mom woke me up early so we could go to the like greenhouses and, you know, the to go get our plants and flowers and all that kind of stuff, I was up early. Then on Saturday I was up early to, I think, get some of the yard work done or something like that. But I was up early and like I think I just slept well too, because we did so much on Friday, and obviously I didn't get much sleep on Friday because I went to bed late and then woke up early, and then too I was just doing so much work, so I just think I slept really well, so I was really tired. And then the same thing too on Sunday, like I got up early so we could go to Jewel and to Menards, and Sunday I wasn't up actually super early. I think I woke up maybe around 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier than that. But on Saturday, I don't actually remember what time I woke up, but again too, it was still decently early. I didn't wake up like super late. So like I said, I think because of that though, I've been getting into the routine of like going to bed earlier now, and I've actually been waking up early. So I was making the joke yesterday, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I woke up before like everybody else and I just went outside and sat out on the back porch and listen, you know, like watch the birds and, you know, like have my coffee out there, because my mom does that a lot. And so I was joking around and like saying that, and I was the first one awake. I woke Jack up to take the dogs out, and I was like, for sure he is going to, you know, like fall asleep, you know, go back to sleep, because, you know, I was pretty sure he stayed up kind of late last night. So that's what I kind of assumed, like he was just going to take the dogs out and then go back in and go back to bed. And so he didn't, though. He stayed awake. But my mom, she didn't get up until like 11 o'clock, and I was like joking around, like, you know, that she's, you know, like sleeping in and everything like that, whereas I was the one that got up actually early, which normally it's, again, totally the other way around. So like I said, that was really nice. I really liked being up like that early. And the thing was too, I was like joking around because I've fallen asleep sometimes where I can hear the birds in the morning because of how late I fall asleep. And so I was joking around like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I actually got up early enough to actually like be outside when, you know, like it's, you know, like early in the morning when the birds are kind of fresh and awake and everything like that. And so I was, though. I was actually up, like I said, very early this morning. I think I went outside around 8 o'clock, and I was out there for like a few hours actually. I was like doing some stuff on my phone too, and then like I said, I had my breakfast out there, I had my coffee out there, and then I ended up coming inside. I did dishes and laundry today. I also edited 6 vlogs. I uploaded 2, which I actually didn't think I was going to get to, so I was actually quite surprised I got to any of that. Then I also made my Meijer list. I went over all of the couponing deals, and I also looked over the ad. However, I was trying to actually make my list while I was watching the end of the Cubs game, which Cubs game was on late, and so I kind of ended up like honestly dozing off at the end. They're playing, I think, in California, so it was on at like 8 o'clock, and so it was like, it went until at least like 10, maybe almost 11 o'clock. And so like I said, though, I was dozing off at the end, and now, like I said, I'm going to take a shower and get to bed. But while I was doing that, I was trying to make my Meijer list and actually do like my list, like I send it an email to myself and to my dad too, or my mom, like whoever normally ends up going with. And so I was making that, but for some reason, which the same thing happened last week with Meijer, was like I clipped a coupon, I think I unclipped it or like something weird like that, and then all of a sudden like the coupons wouldn't refresh, and it just kept saying 0 coupons. But I go onto the app on my phone and it still says like that there's coupons there. And so the same thing happened last week, but last week when it happened, I think it was because I was making the list on the 1st of the month. So all the new coupons, normally like the new coupons come out like the 1st of the month, they all ended up like resetting, or, you know, like added all the new coupons. So I thought that that was kind of why, like, you know, again, the system was just going through like, you know, kind of a reboot thing, whatever, adding in the new coupons. So that's what I totally thought that it was. like last week, but then again too, it was weird that it happened again sort of this week. So like I said, I really am not totally sure as to what was going on, but I was like, I'm too tired, I'm not gonna mess around with this or anything like that, I'm just gonna finish it tomorrow. So when I get my other sales papers, I can finish that list, but you know, and make my other lists for the other grocery stores. So like I was saying, I left Meijer as is for right now. But that was the only thing I guess I kind of didn't completely finish, although I got to most of it and I know what I'm adding. It's just a matter of I have to actually type it out. So again, that was the only thing I didn't get to, sort of, I guess, today. Completely didn't get to. But like I said, I got to a ton of other stuff. Again, did dishes and laundry and cooked dinner for tonight and like everything. So I am hoping that I can get up early again tomorrow, because like I said, I was really happy being up that early. And like, you know, I got to see, we had several woodpeckers I saw. There's also some finches, but other than that, I didn't really see many other. I mean, obviously there's tons and tons of sparrows, and I think maybe there was a starling, but kind of the less like I guess exotic birds. And I don't want to say exotic birds, but the less like, you know, interesting birds, I guess. You'll see sparrows all the time, but like I said, seeing the woodpeckers was pretty cool, because I actually saw two different varieties. I want to say it's like the red-bellied woodpecker or something like that is what it is, and then just the regular like downy, I think it's the downy woodpecker. They're the littler guys, and so I saw both of them at different times on the suet feeder, so that was really cool. The one thing I was hoping for was to see a hummingbird. I didn't see a hummingbird. My mom sat out there the other day, and she said that it came right up to her phone because she thinks that it maybe like it was like looking into her like her phone camera, like the lens, and she thinks that it might have thought that it was like either a feeder or like a flower maybe or something like that, because she said that it like literally was like right up, and not just at her phone but like actually at the camera. And so she thinks that again it might have been thinking that it was some type of either like feeder or, you know, like a flower or something like that, because they're, you know, they're circled like that, the lenses. And so that was really cool. And she was like, I was trying so hard to like not scare it away, but also like pull up my camera at the same time, because she said it was like literally like right like a foot maybe at most away from her. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that would have been so cool. But she said it flew away before she could pull her or like the camera up in time. So that was one thing I was really hoping I would see, but I didn't. And the weird thing is too is that there was really no birds. Like I think I came in after like an hour, maybe a half an hour, and I came in and Jack was, you know, in his room, and I was like, geez, the birds are just really boring right now. I was like, there's nothing interesting out there, and there weren't that many. But the thing was is that it was very overcast today as well, so I'm not sure if the birds were kind of just like didn't want to come out today, or maybe it was Monday, they were being lazy. I don't know. But again, whatever it was, they seemed a little bit more active in the afternoon. So I had an ice cream bar, and I sat out on the back porch and ate that for like maybe like 15 minutes, and then I saw that's when I saw a couple different finches. Like I saw the goldfinch back there, and like I said too, just a couple other things. But then it got ruined by the fact that I figured out how the squirrel is getting onto our platform feeder. He's actually running across the like our bird sanctuary, like we have like the top pieces on it. He's running across that and launching himself a good probably at least 5-6 feet away, which I know squirrels can jump and, you know, and obviously climb, which is why we have a squirrel baffle underneath the part of the platform feeder, but it's actually running and jumping onto it. So we're probably gonna have to move that closer into like the front kind of. I'm thinking I would love to have it more in front of the ring cam, like in front of our garage, because then I could see the birds on the ring cam, and I think that'd be really cool, because getting some of the bigger birds, like if we do get a blue jay or, you know, anything like that would be really cool. But again, like, you know, we can't leave it where it is, because the squirrels we noticed is getting broken, and I was like, no, it could just be from wear and tear, but at the same time too, something seems really off with it, and I think that it's the squirrels that have been breaking it, because like my dad was saying too, he was like, something big was on there the other day. He's like, but when I came out of the garage, it, you know, flew away or whatever. I think it was the squirrel at that point too, because I had just literally, there was they haven't been eating a lot of the peanuts. Like I put full like unshelled peanuts on there, and because the blue jays like them, and so I was trying to get some of those guys back. But when I filled it up on Saturday, there still seemed like a decent amount on the platform feeder already, and so I, you know, again, just put some more down there. And then all of a sudden I went out there, either like, I think it must have been Sunday, yesterday, and I went out there and I was like, geez, we must have gotten a lot of birds, and a lot of big birds that are eating the, you know, non-shelled peanuts, you know, to like have this happen. I was like, there's not many left on there, you know, again, compared to like what was even on there left on over on Saturday. It seemed like there was even less than what was left on Saturday, and I was like, how'd they eat this all in one day? It was the squirrels. So creative little fellas. They figured out a way to get up there, and so like I said, we're gonna have to move it. The only thing is that my dad's like, yeah, but if we put it there, they might potentially just jump off of the garage roof and also get onto it. And I was like, honestly, if they want to go through all that effort, like, let them try. It's like, at this point, like I said, if they can, that's, you know, that's on them if they can make it to that. The only other thing I can think of is that we could potentially, we're not going to do it. We're actually, I looked at one. They have a better one that I think we're going to get from the Tractor Supply Company. They have a platform feeder that's actually really cool. It's a little bit smaller, which is what I thought the problem was, is that I thought it was too big and they were actually climbing up the pole and jumping around the squirrel baffle. But it looks like I said, the guy is just running off. But now it's all broken on one side and it's not keeping any of the like seed in. And I think, like I said, he or she ended up breaking it. And, you know, because there were actually two of them out there today, and one looked smaller than the other. So I think it was like a male and female squirrel. You know, a little couple going out for a date, and maybe it was the male trying to show off, and he was like, look what I can do, and he jumped up there, and like I said, he ruined my hard work in building that platform feeder. Now it's like, you know, pretty much trashed. But we're gonna get a different one. Like I said, it's metal, but it's like non-rust and everything like that from the Tractor Supply Company, and it was actually pretty decently cheap, and we can use the existing pole that we have already, and like with the squirrel baffle on there. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing most likely. And so we can still have a platform feeder. It's just, again, we're gonna have to move it now. And the thing is, I don't want to move it any further behind the garage, only because I wouldn't be able to see the birds then, and like I don't really know where else to move it in the yard that they won't you know, like end up being able to not get to it. So or we could always potentially move it back into the front yard. I don't know, but again, we'll have to see. And it was like difficult too, because we can't put it up against the fence. That's why, like, when I measured out like where I was putting it in the backyard, we moved it from the front to the back. I was like, okay, this should be really good. Like, you know, it should be far enough away from the fence as well. You know, all that kind of stuff. Apparently it was not, and it wasn't far enough away from anything. They could still also too not just be running off the bird feeder, but also be, you know, like the bird sanctuary that we built, but also be jumping off of the fence too. I'm not sure. I just, like I said, I was sitting out there and caught him doing that. So like I said, I was like fairly frustrated about that, and then I went out there and I was like, okay, no, you can get, because like I don't care if they eat this stuff off the ground or whatever that the birds throw out the feeders. Keeps it clean, so that no other critters or pests are really getting in there. Like, I'd rather have the squirrels than like the skunks eating it. So you know, like I said, I don't mind that, but when they're actually getting into the birds' food, that's when I have a problem. Especially too, jumping on my things and ruining them. So again, we're gonna probably like I said, figure out a different solution for that, but I need to take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give the gold thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.